Watson moved down to Bowmanville and led the Eagles to the semifinals last year where they were ousted. And I'm sure the Bowmanville Eagles, Mark Watson knows what it takes to win it. He's probably gone out and acquired that type of talent. And this is going to be maybe his first real test on the road to the All-Ontario Finals, George.
Starting goaltender in Game 1 for the Eagles, number 1, Barry Crawford. And starting in goal for the Raiders, number 30, Craig Potter. He's played in every game since the Picton series to date started, and we're underway in Game 1. The Eagles over the Raiders. Shot! Just missed the net. Coming back on the point now on the near side. The Eagles try to get it in deep. It's clear to the blue line. The Raiders try to get it out. They can't. Now Lawler just fires it down the ice, and we're going to have an icing right off the bat. Chuck?
Expect the Bowmanville Eagles to take advantage of the way the schedule is set up. We can maybe discuss that real quickly too, George. First game is played in Napanee. Second game in Bowmanville Sunday night. Third game back in Napanee on Wednesday at 8:30. Games 4 and 5. Game 4 next Friday night in Bowmanville, and 5 Sunday afternoon in Bowmanville.
Night now.
Is it back to the nighttime?
Change it back to 7:30.
Okay, it was day night. It's a situation that certainly does favor the Eagles because they're pretty good squad at home.
Okay, from the face-off back in Bowmanville zone, it's cleared around on the boards by Anstey on the far side now. The Eagles try to come out. Pass in center, Parslow dumps it back to the blue line. Now the Eagles try to get going. A pass in center ice. Anstey couldn't reach it. Now it's driven in there by number 20, Taylor of the Eagles. Isbester behind his own goal. Fires it on the far side. Gowan to the blue line. Anato, there's a shot, stick safe Potter. The rebound goes on the side. It's cleared in behind the Raider net. Isbester is after it. Clears it up on the boards. Gowan can't get it out. Eagles keep it in there. They get it in deep in the Raider zone. Back for it now goes Isbester. Fires it on the boards to the blue line, not out. Eagles keep it in. A backhand shot. Still in that Raider zone. And it's cleared to center. Eagles now fire it back in Raider zone. Both teams are changing on the fly here early in the first period of Game 1. Fired to center ice. It hit Butler. Now he can't get any skating room. Now the Eagles come back with it over the line. Called on the offside. And we've played 1:33 in Game 1, and we are scoreless.
The Eagles certainly have been sitting around for 10, 12 days in anticipation of this particular series. And I think even from Christmas time on, I think both programs were of the opinion they might play each other. But I think the Eagles certainly are in a position where they're well rested, probably quite healthy, and really quite eager to get at the Raiders.
From the face-off, it goes to center ice. Good poke check by Burns. Hits the Bowmanville line. And he was too well covered, and it goes to center ice. Todd's after it, but Kemp beats him to the puck. Now the Eagles pick it up. Hit the Raider blue line, over the line. Try to go on the backhand, goes into the corner. Kemp takes his man out of the play. Burns tried to fire it on the boards. He did, right to the Bowmanville player. Tried to get it in front of chance. And it's broken up there. It's fired off the boards and out. Now, the Eagles at center ice. Fire it back in Raider zone. No icing. Burns as the Eagles change on the fly. Leaves it there for Butler. A pass in center ice. Hit the skate of Hart. Now the Eagles go after it. A pass over the blue line. That's called on the offside.
Again, the Eagles being healthy and also focusing towards this particular series. I don't think they really faced a great deal of competition. They've gone 8-0, if I'm not mistaken, in their playoffs thus far. There was no real competition from the Port Perry Mojacks in the last series. So the Eagles are looking forward to playing somebody at that high intensity.
Fired on the boards. The Raiders try to pick it up. Now, Real, he's a veteran on this Bowmanville team. I recognize some of the players. Chuck, it goes to the blue line of Bowmanville. Now back to the Raider line. Burns couldn't move it. Real over the line. A shot towards the net. Goes wide. Good friend who scored the winning goal on Tuesday night in the last game against Picton dumps to the center ice. MacArthur gets it along on the boards. Raiders try to get it in there. Fed back in Raider zone as the teams are changing on the fly. Good friend now. Up ahead, broken up at center ice. Dumped ahead, Grauberger fires it off the board. Sutton tries to get going. Sutton gets it to center ice. Carey is trying to get some skating room. It's rather clogged up. Good friend now. A pass off the boards to the Bowmanville line. Eagles now. Up ahead to center ice. MacArthur tried to move it and couldn't. And it's dumped into the Bowmanville zone again. fed to the blue line and out. Now, Hodgins, he's the big sniper on this Bowmanville team, fires it down the ice, wide of the net, as they complete a change over on the far board. It goes back into the Bowmanville zone as Hilton. He's a veteran on this team as well. Look out for Hartwick, boy. He's got him in his bomb sights. And one thing about it, the Bowmanville Eagles will find out about Hartwick very soon enough. And we got a high sticking penalty coming. Play is called.
They're going to be coincidental minors. There's no question. Hartwick and 26, who's at Hilton, they're both going to go for 2 minutes. High sticking and a rough. I don't think there's one for high sticking, the other one, or maybe both high sticking. The thing the Raiders have got to remember is number one, the caliber of hockey teams that they played, and I'm not trying to sell either Picton or Campbellford short. Both of those teams were extremely hard-working hockey clubs, but I think the Raiders had more talent. Per se, than what either Campbellford or Picton did. And both teams put up a tremendous battle. Right now, what the Raiders have got to do is pick it up, because the talent factor is going to be there with Bowmanville, and it's going to be there no matter what.
Sutton, he leads the scoring of the Raiders so far with 22 points. But the penalties are coincidental, and therefore the teams remain at full strength. Back in Bowmanville's zone it goes. Sutton is after his man. It's cleared up on the boards, fed to the blue line and out. Thompson tries to move it, gets it into the zone. Wide of the Bowmanville net. Mallon now lets it go on the far side. Cleared on the boards. Sutton has it. He's poke checked. Backhand pass goes astray and it goes to center ice. Slides back in Raider zone. Isbester tracks it down now. Comes on the far side, off the boards to the blue line. Now there's a drive at the top of the net. Here's a chance for Isbester to clear the zone. Fires it on the boards and out to center ice as Ryan Moore lost his stick. Backing up is Watt. Pass into the neutral zone. Here comes the Eagles again, but they're poke checked. Mallon gets it ahead. It's dumped in there wide of the Raider net by Gaylor. Now then, Potter clears it on the boards on the far side to Gowan. Gowan off the boards to center ice. Here is Carey. Shot it wide of the net. Parslow scores! Carey took a perfect pass from Parslow on the Raiders' first shot of the game, and they draw first blood. Time of the goal is 5:10, Chuck.
I don't want to overemphasize how important that first goal is, because it's certainly going to give the Raiders a bit of confidence. They've heard so much about the vaunted Bowmanville Eagles.
Yeah.
The other thing is that obviously with 3 of the next 4 games being played in Bowmanville, this game becomes almost imperative for the Raiders to win tonight. As good as the Raiders have been on the road, the Bowmanville Arena is a tough place to win this year, and it's so important that the Raiders take advantage of the fact they're at home tonight, as they have so far.
Carey gets it. We'll see the assist from Gowan and Parslow. That's Carey's 9th goal of the entire playoffs, and the Raiders lead 1-0. Stumped to center ice. Isbester turns, clears it on the boards to Parslow. Carey picks it up, dumps it wide of the net. Comes it right out in front, and they get a chance of Parslow. A shot right on the rebound. A great save by Crawford, and play is called. Chuck.
There's no question Bowmanville's going to want to do what they can to show what kind of intensity they have. Burnsy just took one in the side of the head. We'll just have to see what kind of calls are being made out there. You know they're going to want to go after this big line anytime they can, because obviously they've had an opportunity to see the Raiders play, and they know who can and who can't put the puck in the net. Anytime they can get rid of a Chad Parslow or a Colin Carey, you know they're going to do it.
Well, we have quite a mix-up going on the ice now, as they're all fenced-caught partners. Parslow now having words with Shannon Todd.
There's absolutely no love lost between the two teams. Like you said before, this is the 3rd year in a row they've played one another. Chad Parslow was a member of that team 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else real quickly was Ryan Moore, Jason Sutton, Davey Isbester, Craig Potter. So there are some remnants of the 93 Ontario Championship team, as well as I'm sure a few players from Bowmanville. And this is going to be, you got both teams going at each other even from a bench standpoint. It's going to be a very, very entertaining series, to say the least. There is no love lost between these two hockey clubs. Bowmanville is a very, very good program, and there's no question they certainly had the opportunity to, and justifiably so, I guess, after the Raiders rubbing it in their face the year before. I remember Wanzi going by their bench, doing the little witch on the stick there. And last year, Drew Campbell and the Bowmanville Eagles certainly had their opportunity to rub it back in the Raiders' face. And those guys that played last year remember that, George. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly. This series will be very physical. I think there'll be some good hockey played in it. Tonight's game has the potential to be extremely physical because both teams try to set the tempo that they're not going to back down.
So this is the first real physical action we've had here in the first period, 5 minutes and 49 seconds in. But now cooler heads have prevailed, and the face-off now is coming outside the blue line of the Bowmanville Eagles.
I do note that Kevin McQuat hasn't been on the ice. I'm assuming he's the odd man out tonight as far as the not being dressed, and he was hurt in a little incident took place, so that might be why.
Butler trying to get in there. Clear to the blue line, not out. And the Eagles have it now. Teams remain at full strength. Over the line, cutting in. Good defensive play by Kemp. It goes to the boards. Right out in front, cleared on the boards. A shot from the point. Over the top of the net. Potter was down. And it goes to center ice. Watt backs up. Fed over on the near side. Eagles now trying to get out. As the Raiders hem them in somewhat. Now it goes to center ice. Here's the chance for the Eagles coming in. But it was a good poke check there by the Raider defense. And it goes to center ice as Hartwig, I should say, Sutcliffe took a run on his man. Fired back into the Bowmanville zone. And that's no icing as they wave it. Eagles now feed it to center ice. Goodfriend cuts it off. Takes a bump. It's fired back into the zone of the Eagles. Watt turns. Watched by Sutcliffe. Fired on the near board. Back in behind the goal. Dave Watt for the Bowmanville Eagles. Off the boards to center ice. Goodfriend returns it. Watt now has to go back in his own zone. Watt takes a look. Straight out in front of his own net, but there was nothing but Eagles there to pick it up. Eagles banging off the boards to the point. There's a shot right on. Stick saved by Crawford. Lawler keeps it in. Now Hodgins gets it to center ice. Cannings over the line. Jay King, the shot. Stick save Potter. The rebound. Goes to the boards. Off the boards. To center ice it goes. MacArthur backs up. Fires it back in Raider zone. Comes right in front of it. A shot by Hay. Oh, great save by Potter off of Hodgins. And it's fired back into the Bowmanville zone. Grauberger's after his man. Cleared on the far side by MacArthur to the blue line. He picks it up in center ice now. Eagles have it. Here's a chance over the line. The Eagles try to move it in deeper, but the Raiders get to center ice. Now it's cleared in the Raider zone. Right on the net. Offside.
No, already I've caught you in a lie, George.
Okay. But Hilton is a defenseman. You can't fool me there, number 26. So one of the two isn't bad, Chuck. Mallon over on the far side. It's up to the Raider blue line. Talk about people that never cease to amaze me, Chuck. You got to be at the top of the list, eh? Now, Isbester turns in his own zone. Off the boards. There's a drive. Right on, and Potter stopped it. Goes to the boards. Parslow now feeds it to the blue line and not out. Eagles keep it in. Goes behind the net. Try to get it in front. Moore fires it on the boards. It's kicked in front of the net. It's a shot. Just went wide. Eagles are pouring on the heat here. Raiders get it to the blue line and out finally. Now the Eagles try to move it once again. They hit that Raider line. A shot. Stopped by Potter. Leaves it behind the net for Isbester. Fires it on the boards. And over the glass it goes. 11:20 to go here in game one. The Raiders lead 1-0 on a goal by Carey.
Now there's an example. 2 or 3 times Chad Parslow had the puck along the boards. He's got to learn to get it out. They're certainly not going to give Chad Parslow any room to skate, Colin Carey any room to skate, Jay Sutton. I mean, they know these guys. They watched them last Sunday night. They've had people having an eye on the Raiders to find out who were their offensive threats, and they're going to try and match a few lines and do a few things throughout the hockey game. But there's just absolutely no doubt in my mind that you're going to have to move the puck quicker and crisper in order to clear the zone.
Off the face-off, it's still in Raiders zone. Kemp goes after it against his man, clears on the boards. Eagles hold it in there behind the net now. Now they try to set it up. Here's a chance right on in front. And Carey has it. He has the goal tonight. 9th of the playoffs. A pass. He hits Butler. A drop pass goes astray, and the Eagles come back. Here they come to center ice. Becker over the line. A shot wide of the net. Carey goes after it. Kemp as well. Goes to the boards. Eagles try to come out with it. Now, Carey up ahead, hits Butler. Over the line. Scores! Butler! A slap shot right in the bottom left-hand corner. Time of the goal is 9:23, and it's 2-0.
If there's an early weakness in the Bowmanville lineup, it's between the pipes right now, because there's no way that goal has... You can't allow that kind of goal and expect to go on and win an All-Ontario championship. It's great for Paul Butler from a confidence standpoint. Butts has been kind of struggling, I thought, throughout the playoffs, and maybe hasn't done as much as he's happy with, or even the fans have been happy with. But I have to admit, that was a great shot, and there's more intensity in Paul Butler tonight. I think it's one of those opportunities that he rarely has had to be this far to playoffs, George, and I think he's pumped about it. Hopefully we'll see a great series out of Paul Butler.
Wait for the announcement on the assist. Butler gets it. It's 2-0 Raiders. Here it is. Burns gets the assist. And Carey. And there's a penalty coming to the Raiders, and the Bowmanville Eagles have the first power play of the night.
Armstrong had him beat to the outside. I don't know if it was Lawler or Burns or
Lawler, I think it was.
Lawler maybe that made the dive. He didn't get the puck. If you get the puck, usually the referee will give you the benefit, but he failed to get the puck, but he was definitely beat to the outside. There are such things as good penalties, and I think that was a good penalty. I mean, he had to take away that scoring opportunity, George, or they jump right back in the game.
Yep. Okay, the first power play of the night goes to the Eagles, and the Raiders have Sutton out there to kill it off with Thompson. Ryan Moore out there as well. From the face-off, clear to the blue line, not out. Eagles hold it in. A pass goes astray. Thompson fires it out. Or does he? Yes, it's down into the Bowmanville zone the second time. Rick Moore is the other defenseman, and Hodgins turns down his own zone. Comes to center ice. Dumps it in there. Right out in front of the net. Fire the blue line. Oh, it's that shot. Deflected wide. The rebound. Here's a chance for the Raiders to clear it out, and they do. Down the ice it goes. Nice play by the Raiders to clear the zone that time. And they change up their penalty killing unit. Now, Hodgins in his own zone. Pass over here to McQuat. Back to number 27, Armstrong. Over the line. Still has it. A drop pass. Here's a chance for the Eagles now to set up back on the point. They take a look. Over on the far. There's a shot. Deflected. And Potter's got it, and he holds on for the face-off. 1:05 to go in the penalty. 9:24 to go in the first period. Raiders lead game 1, 2-0 on goals by Carey and Butler.
Another thing we have to see from the Raiders is some great goaltending by Craig Potter. We all know he's capable of it. To say he had an outstanding series against Picton would maybe be an understatement. I didn't feel he played well in the 6-4 win, but Potts comes up with the big saves when he needs to, and he's like some of those other good goaltenders out there. When you need a big game out of him, he rises to the occasion. Hopefully tonight's the night.
On the face-off, the Eagles hold it into the far side. Go to the corner with it. Now, Armstrong comes out with it. Into the corner. They work it back on the point to Armstrong. Flipped off the boards. Armstrong has it once more. Back into the corner behind the net it slides. Now, right out in front. Carey can't get it out. Here's a chance for Cannings. Cannings back on the point. They tee it up, a shot. Oh, they score! Standing off the side of the net. Time of the goal is 11:08, and it's 2-1 Raiders.
When you are Colin Carey and you have the puck 2 feet inside the blue line and you're killing the penalty, your number one priority is not to get fancy, it's to get the puck out. And Carey was stripped of the puck, 2 feet inside the blue line, 2 quick passes, it's in the net, and that's a gift goal the Raiders have given back. Those are the types of mistakes you can't make against a very solid hockey club. Against Picton, against Campbellford, teams that maybe weren't quite as talented, they didn't have the snipers that would bury it as often, you could get away with that kind of stuff. But the Raiders will soon find out you can't do it against Bowmanville, George.
Well, the Raiders, now the Eagles are right back in the game. Flip the here's Butler coming in. Backhand right on. McQuat gets the goal. Here the Eagles again coming in. A pass. A shot. Just missed the net. Holy mackerel. They come close to tying it. But then again the Raiders come close to taking a 3-1 lead. Stump back in Raiders zone. Off the boards. Fed ahead to the Bowmanville blue line. Fired off the boards to center ice. Off the board as goes. Pate tries to move it. Now, Reel gets it in wide of the net. Kemp, as the Eagles change on the fly. Now it goes to the Bowmanville line. Pollard takes a look. A pass up on the wing, and it's called on the offside.
The Eagles, I'm sure, in the early part of the hockey game are going to struggle to get those skating legs back because you know what it was like the first night the Raiders played against Picton, the game that they lost 3-2 here at home to open that Eastern Ontario Final Series. The Raiders struggled most of the night getting those skating legs back. Raiders should take advantage of that through the first period and a half, pound as many by them as they can.
From the face-off, cleared deep in Bowmanville zone. Eagles now beat it on the boards to the blue line, kept in by Ryan Moore, and behind the net, Hartwig's after it. Dumps it on the boards to Ryan Moore. Back to Hartwig. Tried to stuff it. Here's Sutton. Right out in front, and the Raiders just couldn't poke it home. Off the boards to center. Ryan Moore returns it to Bowmanville zone. Now, Eagles get it ahead. Two-line pass called on the offside. 7:28 to go here in the first period of Game 1. The Raiders lead 2-1.
They must have used a red line in Bowmanville, I guess. I'm not too sure. That's about 3 or 4 passes that we see. I think, again, that just goes back to what I was saying before. It's your timing, the fact that you need to take that extra stride to make the pass, those types of things that are costing Bowmanville right now, and the Raiders should take advantage of it. Some pretty good hard work. Chrissy Harvick almost had one. Jay Sutton, Ryan Morris, the line that's good to see Rye back in action because he can make things happen for Sutton out there.
From the face-off, slides back into the Raiders zone as Lauder chases it down. Lauder now takes a look. Off the boards to center, slides back in Bowmanville territory. As Hartwig had his man on top of him. Now, the Eagles fire it to the blue line of their own. Cannings off the boards to center. Hartwig gets it back into the Bowmanville zone. Pollard takes a look. Pass up the left wing goes to center ice. Lawler gets it back in there. Here's a chance for Sutton. A shot was blocked. And the Eagles now try to come out with it. Sutton keeps it in, but he's checked and it goes to center. Then he flattens his man Pollard. Raiders get it in deep in the Bowmanville zone now as they change up on the fly. Fired around on the boards. Kick to the blue line. Out to center ice it goes. Carey dumps it in. Eagles now. But they dump it on the boards. They do. Armstrong to center ice. Rink wide pass to Cannings. Cannings tries to get it in there. Tries to dig it free. Now he still tries to dig it. Now he comes out with it. Pass ahead. Oh, good body check by Grauberger on his man. Rick Moore fires it off the boards to the blue line and it goes over the glass. Good body check by Grauberger there.
Mike Grauberger, one of the young Raiders, is just built like a tree stump. He's a real solid young lad, and when he's playing at his best, he's doing just what he did there. He's laying a body on, and that's a good sign for the Raiders to see. Grauberger had a couple big goals in that Picton series, one that kind of was a game winner, if I'm not mistaken, in Game 2, and also his other goal in that series put the icing on the cake in Game 3 down there, George. Game 4 down there, pardon me. Put the Raiders up 3-1.
From the face-off, Gowan fires it on the near side to Parslow. Raiders get it to the blue line and out to center ice, back in on the offside.
Grauberger has had 5 points so far in the playoffs, and for somebody who really wasn't used a lot over the course of the regular season, he's come on very, very well in the playoffs, and that's the type of thing you need. You need contributions like Chrissy Harvick's got 7 points so far in the playoffs. I mean, these are the types of things you expect. The Parslows and the Suttons, who currently do lead with 22 points for Sutton and 17 for Parslow through the first 10 games, you expect them to contribute. You got to get the contributions from the other guys because you know Parslow, Sutton, and Carey, these kids are going to see special attention.
For Butler, that was his third goal of the entire playoffs for the Raiders, as it's cleared into the Raider bench and play is called again.
Yeah, that was Paul's third goal, and again, I think he really didn't have as strong a series as we expected he would have in either the Picton or Campbellford series, but I just think that the potential's there for him to break out. So far tonight, I like what I see from Paul Butler.
Face-off just inside the Raider blue line. Hodgins against Carey. Eagles a shot right on. Potter stopped at the rebound. Another shot. That just dribbled wide of the net. Good friend, can't get it out. Eagles hold it. It goes back in behind the Raider goal. Burns is after it. Fires it off the boards to center. Eagles now at their own blue line. Feed it ahead to center. Burns gets it over on this side. Eagles now turn their own line. Pass ahead. McQuat was broken up by Burns. Here's Parslow over the line. Parslow tried to go around his man. He goes to the corner with it. Up on the boards. Hodgins. A pass in center ice. Here comes McQuat again. Over the line. In front of the net. A shot. Great save by Potter. He was down. He slid over and made the save. Here's a chance in front. Carey now has it. Coming out with it. Carey in full flight. Center ice. Hits the Bowmanville line. Still has it. On his backhand. Take it to the boards. What? Yes, there is. And play is called. Roughing penalty coming to Bowmanville.
Paul Butler was busting for the net. Again, the type of thing I like to see from Paul Butler is he's not retaliating. He's not trying to get that shot back in. Let them take the penalty, make it hurt in the scoreboard. What we need to do is see a goal here. Freddie Sutcliffe is going to be sent out in this power play. I imagine Paul Butler's going to stay out with him, and you're going to see Freddie go to the front of the net and create a little traffic. From what I've seen of Crawford early in the hockey game, rather than making a fancy move on the defenseman, rip a few shots at this guy, because he certainly hasn't shown me anything he can stop. I don't think he's had much more than 3 shots, and 2 of them are in, George.
The Raiders now on the first power play of the night. Butler. Oh! And he fanned on it. Butler was right in front. Him and Sutcliffe and Sutton are up front. Lawler and Thompson on the point. And the Eagles get it out to center. Boy, Butler had a chance for number 2 tonight, but he just failed to capitalize. Fired back in Bowmanville zone, and they just fire it down the ice. 1:38 to go in the penalty. The Raiders come closer to taking a 3-1 lead. Lawler behind his own net, leaves it for Sutton now. Sutton trying to get going, picks it up. Hits center ice. Still has it. Hits the Bowmanville line. Shot wide of the net. Fired off the boards and out. Eagles go after it now. Reel dumps it into the Raiders' zone gently. Thompson goes after his man. Knocks his man to the ice. Fired up the left wing boards. Sutcliffe in center ice to Butler. Hits the Bowmanville line. On the far side. Pass in front. Sutton was poke checked. Now he still has it. Sutton on his backhand to the point to Kemp. A shot. Right on the rebound. Gowan. Fanned on it. Well, he's blocked and play is called as Reel's got Burns or Kemp down the ice.
Looks like somebody from Napanee's getting a slashing call. Might be Jay Sutton. I'm not sure. It certainly would appear that way. Yeah, Jason Sutton's going to go. So the Raiders are going to lose the balance of this power play. Paul Butler had an opportunity that you just don't see very often. And I think, again, it's nice to see Butler getting those chances. It means that he's doing things to create those opportunities.
3:46 to go here in the first period of Game 1. The Raiders lead 2-1. They got goals from Carey and Butler, and McQuat replied for Bowmanville. Now, Jay Sutton gets a slashing penalty. So the teams are 4 aside. Pass in center, goes astray. Kemp gobbles it up. Fed now to the Raider blue line, but Kemp carries on, dumps it wide of the Bowmanville net. Crawford leaves it on the far side now as the Eagles try to come out of their own zone. Gowan watches his man. Carey up there as well. Struck the mother puck. Carey! And he was poke checked to the point. Kemp keeps it in. Carey now lets it go for Kemp. Carey to Gowan in the corner. Nobody in front. Now there is. Gowan. Pass in front goes astray. And the Eagles go after it. Carey goes after his man. Into the middle. Here's a chance for the Eagles over the line. Pass in front. Wide of the net. Eagles go after it. To the side of the net now. The Eagles changing on the fly. It's fired on the boards. Out to center ice. They're making the line change. And now the Raiders are hauling for too many men on the ice. Maybe they got to beat a shot. Just missed the net. As that puck rolled right to the Bowmanville bench, and then they were changing on the fly. Right out in front of shot. Oh, boy, another one. All around the net. Here's Isbester. Dump to the point. Held in. Puck goes to Armstrong. Armstrong now turns in the Raiders zone. To the point. Broken up. Gowan to center ice by himself as the Raiders are on a change. Dumps it wide of the Bowmanville net. Now they can complete the change. And the Raiders are shorthanded now. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Hodgins over to Armstrong. Armstrong to center. Hart's after him. Armstrong kicks it ahead. Burns dumps it out. The Eagles now hit the line. Armstrong tried to get in, couldn't. Hodgins at center ice. Takes a look. Hodgins flips it on the boards. Hart fires it off the boards to the Bowmanville line. Here's Hodgins picking it up. Dumped it ahead. Cannings over the line. Dumps it into the corner. Around the boards it goes. And that's going to do it for the penalty. And play is called. Raiders do an excellent job of killing it off. They lead 2-1 with 1:45 left here in the first period. And we have a penalty coming.
He's going to call coincidental minors, and I think that's kind of a cheap call on Bernsey. He called him for holding after the fact. When Armstrong came up, he threw a punch, so he was going to call him for roughing. So rather than just Armstrong for roughing, he did call Bernsey for holding too. So if I get an opportunity to speak to Mr. Rundle, I'll certainly give him a piece of Jeff's mind.
You do that, Chuck. So the face-off now is coming back in Raiders zone as we are late here in period number 1 of game 1.
Yes, it's been an entertaining first period, to say the least. I do think Bowmanville's momentum has got a little stronger as it's rolled on, and they certainly do have a very, very potent power play. From watching what happens out there from a power play standpoint, George, they throw the puck around well. They got some good snipers. They almost tied the hockey game out in a power play, so it will be to the Raiders' advantage to try to stay out of the box and not give them those power play opportunities if they can.
Face off to the left of Potter. Thompson winds it on the boards. Hartwig dumps it to the blue line and out. Here's Sutton. Hits the Bowmanville line. Over the line, a shot. Stopped by Crawford. Off the boards it goes, and the Eagles come out now. Pass in center to Todd. Hits the Raider line. Still has it. Still pass in the middle. It just deflected wide. They clear up to the blue line. Not out. Still in that Raider zone. Eagles kick it along on the boards. Ryan Moore tries to dig it free. Lost it to the point. A shot. Blocked. The rebound. Goes on the far side. Eagles have it. Pass in front. Stick safe Potter. Now they goes to the corner. They dig it behind the net. Right out in front. It was blocked. Eagles still have it in the Raider zone. Back behind the goal. Try to move it. Right out in front of shot. Oh, a great save by Potter that time. Hartwig gets it to the blue line. Not out. Held in by the Eagles. Shot towards the net. Hartwig again off the boards. And they get it out this time. Sutton in center. By himself. And he was too well covered. Too many Eagles around him. Pollard to center ice. Hits the Raider line. Less than a minute to go. A shot. Rises over the glass and play is called.
Chris Hartwig lost the glove. And in a game like this, you always have a tendency to want him to go to the bench and get that glove. That's very, very useful protective gear. A little slash on the hand, and all of a sudden you're sitting in the stands watching it. And somebody with Goose's perseverance and persistence, you don't want to lose him in the lineup. He does make some things happen, as he has already tonight.
Face off just inside the Raider line. Fired off the boards and down the ice it goes, deep in Bowmanville zone. Eagles go after it. Hilton with Gowan after him. On the far side, they dump it ahead. Parslow stops it. Carey just couldn't get in there. And the Eagles now get it to center. Pass. Try to set it up. Hit Gowan. Now they try again. They dump it right on the net. Potter has to stop it, and the first period is over, Chuck.
Very interesting.
Count 5.
The second period is upcoming, folks, and the Raiders have the lead. Carey at 5:10, Butler at 9:23, and then McQuat got the Eagles on the board 11:08, and that's where we stand as we start the second period, Chuck.
Very entertaining first period. I think both teams feeling each other out. 10-8 shots on goal, and the way Crawford played, the Raiders should shoot from anywhere and everywhere.
Sutton at center ice to start the second period. And the Eagles now at center. Coming to the Raider line. Here's a chance on the far side. A backhand pass. Sutton gobbles it up. Can't get it out. Eagles hold it in. Bank it to the corner. Thompson now fires it over on this side to the blue line and slides down the ice deep into the Bowmanville zone. Hartwig's on the prowl. They feed it over on the far side. Pass in front goes astray, and the Eagles now have it. Dump it back behind their own net. Fed on the boards. Hit something in front. Fired off the left wing boards now to center. Thompson cuts it off, but Ryan Moore now picks it up. Hits the Eagle line, a shot. Caught by Crawford, leaves it at the side. Hartwig digs it free, and play is called. Now we have some scrum behind the net.
Chris Hartwig, right in the middle of it, threw a good check on the one Bowmanville defenseman as he came around the net and kind of made him part of the glass and the boards. And when Crawford came out to cover the puck, and Goose was close by, you know, he was introducing himself to Mr. Crawford. Barry Crawford will get to know, the more he plays in this series, the more acquainted he'll become with Chris Hartwig, because, I mean, his style of play is always going to the net, and he's always greeting the goaltenders, as Jody McMillan will attest, and anybody else that we've played against so far this year.
Face-off is coming to the left of the Bowmanville goal. To the point now is Bester. Fires it back in behind the net. Parslow tried to get it in front on his backhand. Eagles in their own zone. Can't get it out. Now, feed it on the boards. They bring it to the blue line. Now they get it out to center ice. Raiders cut it off, though. Gowan gets it back in deep. Takes a bump. Now, the Eagles up the right wing boards. Poke check by Parslow. Fed over on the far side, they get it to center. Rick Moore reaches it, no icing, it slides back, and it is icing. Called against the Eagles, Chuck.
It was out of Moore's reach, and I think the linesman Hill and McGinnis both felt that it was not playable, so consequently we do have an icing call. I don't know, as far as Bowmanville, it's like I say, I think that as the series and as this game progresses, they'll get more and more of their timing back and be able to do the things that they want to do. It's certainly going to be a physical series because everybody's completing their checks tonight on both sides.
Face-off goes back behind the Raider. The Bowmanville carry. Tried to backhand. He tried that wrapper. Another shot blocked in front. Eagles can't get it out. Now they do to center. Here they come on a 3-on-2. Over the line. A draw pass in the middle. A shot. Part the rebound. Potter's got it. And he holds on for the face-off as he stopped that backhander on the second try.
Great save by Potts on the initial shot. The rebound got away from him. The puck was bouncing, and nobody really got good wood on it, but Potter was right in front of it. And that's what I said. Craig Potter, the veteran goaltender that he is, I know he's extremely proud of the fact that for the third year in a row, the Raiders are representing the Eastern Ontario Junior C Loop in the All-Ontarios. And I think that he enjoyed the 93 season a little bit more than the 94 season. He's the type of guy that's got to lead him to the promised land, George.
There's a shot. Good friend couldn't get out. Right front shot to score. A backhander. Time of the goal is 1:40, and the Eagles have tied the score.
No chance for Potts on that. The puck was loose in front of the net. Good friend elected not to move it quick enough. The Eagles were able to capitalize. Fired out front. Who ended up getting the goal, Mike?
Armstrong.
27, Armstrong. And we got a brand new hockey game again, George.
Certainly do. Here it is. Pollard got it. Fired to the blue line. Eagles can't keep it in. Butler to center ice. Sutcliffe hits the line. He's poke checked. And the puck goes to the corner. Sutcliffe's after it. Still has it. Right on in front. Off the boards to center ice. It slides back down in the Raiders' zone. Right on the net. Potter leaves it there now for Kemp. It's a 2-2 tie, folks. We're all even again. And it goes to center. Eagles now off the boards. Now they go back in their own zone. Feed it over on the near side. In the center ice, cut off there by Mannion. He couldn't get loose. Here are the Eagles again over the Raider line. Out in front. Butler gets it out. Now the Eagles step up, fire it back in there again. Lawler takes a look now in his own zone. Off the left wing boards to center ice. Hits a couple of skates, and Mannion gets it deep in the Bowmanville zone. Turned around. Pollard fires it around on the far side. Kept in momentarily by the Raiders. Now the Eagles get it out to center. Here they come again. Hit the line. Over the line. Shot just deflected wide. In the near corner. Dump it back behind the goal. Thompson fires it on the boards. Not out. Held in. A shot. Right in front of the net. A chance. To the blue line. Another chance. Wide of the net. Try to get in front. Here's another chance. We go right on the front. A backhand. Good save. Part of the rebound. Eagles have it again to the point. There's a shot. Deflects wide of the net. Isbester gets it out. Finally, Eagles back it up. Now to their own blue line. Off the boards. Reel gets it in there. Here's a chance. Fired off the boards to center. It's fired in again as they have to clear the zone. Carey tries to get out, does to Mannion to center. Mannion dumps it in momentarily, but the Eagles bring it out off the boards. Here's a chance again, over the line, coming in, a shot wide of the net. Over on the near side, to the point. Carey doesn't know where it is. To the blue line, and Sutton gets it out to center. Carey picks it up in full flight, hits the line. The shot goal right on the rebound. Sutton couldn't finish it. It's all around. There's another chance. The Eagles get it out to the blue line. No further as Sutton gets it back in there behind the goal. Fired around. Here's Ryan Moore cutting it off. Behind the net now. Comes on the near side to the point. Is Bester to center. Back in Bowmanville zone it goes. And the Eagles try to get out now as the teams are changing on the fly. Pass up the left wing. Goes back in Raider territory. No icing. Fired on the near side to center ice to Sutton. He dumps it wide of the Bowmanville net. Crawford leaves it there. It's cleared right out in front. And the Eagles. Oh, there's a good body check behind the net. And the Eagles now once again try to get out a shot. Right on the rebound. Ryan Moore. Oh, and a good chance there for the Raiders, and play is called.
Guess who's on top of the goaltender? I'm going to guess it's Chris Harwick, but I'm not sure. If he's on the ice, he's there. Good scoring opportunity, very good scoring opportunity for the Raiders, and they can't really afford, from what I've seen of the Bowmanville Eagles, they can't afford to miss on too many of those good scoring chances. They've had a few this hockey game they've not capitalized on. I didn't think young Mr. Crawford played well last year when he came here, if I recall. He got the hook and Drew Campbell ended up doing the brunt of the goaltending duty. Maybe it's a rink that he can't play in, and the Raiders should take advantage of it and shoot from wherever they can and continue to storm the crease.
15-17 to go here in the second period of game one. It's a 2-2 tie. Now the Eagles try to bring it out. They do to center ice. Here they come. Hit the Raider line. A draw pass. Eventual quit right out in front. A shot. Great save, Potter. And he's got to hold on for the face-off as McQuat set it up there nicely.
And the goaltender Craig Potter's getting a little frustrated with how his defense are moving people in front of the net. Bowmanville certainly throws the puck around well. They're certainly not afraid to take a hit, to make a pass. They certainly appear to have good size to them. A lot of speed, good puck handling ability. They're a pretty solid hockey club, and this is good. It's a challenge for the Raiders because I think the talent is definitely there for the Napanee Raiders. They've just got to take it up to the next level and make some things happen. They got the early 2-0 lead. I do think Bowmanville has certainly come on a lot since then, and it's going to be an entertaining series.
Face off to the left of Potter. Carey on the draw. Carey out there against Hodgins on the face-off. Carey, Gowan, and Parslow out there. Eagles stop that one, and there's Carey now getting out the second time. Pass in center ice to Parslow, hits the Bowmanville line, fires it wide of the net, off the boards. Eagles have it on their own zone, a pass to the blue line. They can't get it out. Now they retrieve. A pass over on the near side, off the boards to center ice. Hodgins gets it over on the other side. Now they pick it up, hit the Raider line. A chance, right on in for the shot. And Potter stopped it. Parslow, well, he was surrounded. Here's Goodfriend coming to center ice. Pass to Gowan. Gowan gets it in there deep. Mallon off the boards to the blue line, not out. Gowan holds it in. There's a drive right on the rebound. Gowan again. Out in front. And the Eagles have it. Here they come to center. Over the line. Teams are changing on the fly. Carey picks it up at his own line. He's bumped off the puck. Sutcliffe gets it in deep in the Bowmanville zone. Off the boards it goes. Hart can't keep it in, and then goes to center ice, and play is called.
Count the bodies out there real quick for the Raiders. There's 6 of them on the ice. We got away with one.
So now the face-off is coming outside the Bowmanville line. 13:54 to go here in the second period of game one. The Raiders 2, Bowmanville 2. Carey and Butler for the Raiders, McQuat and Pollard for Bowmanville. Game 2 is Sunday night in Bowmanville at 7:30. We're back here next Wednesday night, and then back up there again the following Friday, as this is Friday, March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. The Eagles fire it. Winds on the boards on the near side. Thompson hits his man. It's fed back in behind the net. Hits the back of the net. Picked up now by the Eagles. They turn with it right on in front. A shot blocked, and Butler's away now. The center ice with Sutcliffe and Hart. He's too well covered at the blue line. Eagles try to come out with it. Now, back it goes. Pass in center. Thompson retrieves at his own blue line. And he fires it down the ice. Icing is called against the Raiders.
I'm sure that's something that Coach Garrison would appreciate. The defenseman for Bowmanville, and I couldn't pick up his number, a 3-on-2 Raider break. He just took him right at the blue line, broke the play up, and was turning things over, and they were going the other way. The Eagles certainly are getting stronger as the game goes on. The Raiders are finding they're going to have to pick up the tempo, as I said earlier, George, and that's what I expected in tonight's hockey game. The Raiders are playing against a team that's much more talented, and consequently, they got to pick up the old slack here.
A shot right on in front, hit the skate of number 10, Todd. Isbester can't get loose. Here the Eagles again over the line. A drop pass in front, a shot. Blocked in front by Ryan Moore. He goes to the boards, can't get it out. Right on in front, a shot. Potter's the rebound, another great save by Potter. Oh, two of them to the blue line, not out. And it's gloved ahead. Play is called. Boy, two great saves by Potter.
Potsy's having a good night tonight. Again, the two goals that beat him, one on a power play and the other one to start the second period, had no chance on. That was an extremely great save. The first one was a good save. The second one was fantastic, George, as he did a double pad slide to keep the puck out of the net. And the Raiders are reeling a little bit, and I think it's important. They got to get that kind of goaltending from Potsy. They got to turn this thing around a little bit.
Face off outside the Raider blue line. Sutton out there with Ryan Moore and Hartwig. Burns and Goodfriend on the defense. As Hill, the linesman tonight, McGinnis is the other one, and referee is Rendell for this game one. Or Rendell, I should say. Ryan Moore on the face-off now as they get ready to go again. Puck just goes to center ice. Now Ryan Moore gets it in deep. Crawford leaves it there for Wright. Wright up on the boards. Play is called, and we've got a high sticking penalty coming. Now we've got Burns and Cannings having words.
I'm not too sure who got it there. It looks like Burnsy hit somebody at the blue line. And there's a call against, is it Jason Sutton going to go? Sutton again is going to go for another penalty, and that's unusual, uncharacteristic of Jason Sutton. That's a second minor penalty that Jay Sutton's had in this contest. If I'm not mistaken, when he was off on the first penalty, is that when they scored?
I think so. Didn't they call on the first?
First penalty when Jay was off, and that's just not like Jay Sutton. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but you know you're going to get a little extra abuse out there if you're a Jason Sutton. They've had a chance to see him. They know he's our leading scorer, and normally Jay takes that, doesn't retaliate.
Carey, Gowan, Isbester, and Burns to kill it off. And the Eagles on this power play. Over the line, goes wide of the net. Potter clears it on the boards. Eagles hold it in. Goes to the corner. Burns can't get it out. Here's the chance in front, a shot. And it's covered up by Potter, and play is called.
Burnsy's getting more and more physical as the game goes on, and there's no doubt in my mind that the Bowmanville Eagles remember Perry Burns, and they are going to continue to isolate on him and try to get him to become a little bit more physically involved and maybe take a retaliatory penalty or two as well.
Face off to the left of Burns, deep in that Raider zone. Carey on the draw against number 27 Armstrong to the point, and it goes to center ice. Eagles now, as Gowan does a good job of forechecking. Stump back into the Bowmanville zone as they try to set up this power play. 1:23 remaining in the penalty to Sutton. Pass in center ice. Here they come over the line. They stop it right on in front. A chance all around. Potter can't reach it. They dig it for a shot right on the rebound. Here's another one. Another shot. Great save, Potter. Try to get it in behind the net. Here's Armstrong. A shot blocked at the defense. Burns can't get it out. Eagles keep it in. There's a shot right on. Another one. Just went wide of the net. All around the net. Here they have it again. McQuat gets it back on the point. Flipped over on the far side. Armstrong still has it. Armstrong goes along on the boards. Carey says enough of that and fires it down the ice. 40 seconds remaining in the penalty. As the teams change up on the fly. Here they come again. Ready to go. A shot. Oh, what a save by Potter. Holy mackerel. Can you believe that, Chuck?
I can believe it. It was a heck of a save. I said Potsy had to come up big, and he has. And I noticed that he's not using his own trapper. He's using the other goaltender's trapper tonight. Maybe that's brought him luck because he's thrown that on for the last 2 or 3 games. Maybe that was the thing that he needed because I think he maybe threw the trapper at the puck. It was laying behind the net and made just a tremendous save. Bowmanville's very unselfish, as you'll notice, coming in even on 2-on-0s. They're trying to dump the puck to the open guy. They're throwing the puck around very effectively. If I'm the Raiders, I certainly don't want to spend any time in the penalty box against these guys.
Still 30 seconds to go. And a face-off cleared over the far side. Thompson's after it. Couldn't fire it out. Here's the chance for the Eagles again behind the goal. Right out in front. A shot. Another one. Potter's got it, and he holds on for the face-off. Now we've got a mix-up in front.
Scotty Thompson's going, and so 6. And the Raiders may come out of this thing in good shape. I think there was one extra punch thrown, and Bowmanville maybe has got it. We'll just have to wait and see, but I think that there's going to be a situation here where the Raiders are going to come out with a man advantage, and it was pretty desperate out there. They needed the man advantage because Bowmanville was all over top of them. Nice rink to play in. As you can see, the Bowmanville players love the people that chat with them by the penalty box. They're swinging sticks. They're banging around the glass, and it's just important that the Raiders don't lose composure right here. Stay in a hockey game. Yes, they come out with the extra penalty, and let's hope that the Raiders' power play is as effective against Bowmanville as it has been throughout the season, or as Bowmanville's power play has been tonight, George.
Yep, the time of the penalties is 9:15 here in the second period. It's a 2-2 tie. Carey and Butler for the Raiders, and McQuat and Pollard for Bowmanville. As this is game 1, of the quarterfinal series for all Ontario. On this Friday, the 17th of March, we're back in Bowmanville Sunday night at 7:30. We're back here the following Wednesday, which will be the 22nd of March at 8:30. Then 2 nights later, we're back in Bowmanville again for a 7:30 till 8:30 next Friday, Chuck.
I think it's 7:30 in Bowmanville, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I really haven't seen a schedule. I'm just kind of going by what Andy had said they were negotiating at different points in time. But I think it looks like our own Paul Mark, he's got the schedule. He knows what's happening.
He does. Face-off is outside the blue line. So the teams are 4 aside for 15 seconds, and the Raiders go on the power play. Lawler behind his own goal. He's up for Parzo now. He picks it up himself. Up to Carey. Carey now skates to the blue line. Pass to Kemp. He's taking the way of the puck there. Now, Raiders on the power play. Eagles get it out and down into the Raiders zone. Sutton out there with Lawler, Kemp, Parslow, and Carey. And there's going to be a penalty to the Raiders.
Craig Potter, I think, is going to get this one. The Bowmanville skater went through the crease. Ryan Becker went through the crease, and I think Potts got the stick on him, and down he went. And that's again, not a smart penalty, and these are the types of things the Raiders can't afford to do, not against a club like Bowmanville. As I alluded to earlier, George, they were able to get away with stuff like that against Camelford and against Picton, and I'm not trying to belittle either of those clubs. It's just that the talent pool that these teams have is far greater than what either Picton or Camelford had. And, in order to play against a team of this caliber, you've got to cut down on mistakes, be them mental mistakes, like, in the first period when we were killing the penalty and Colin Carey had the opportunity to clear the zone, or whether they're just plain and silly mistakes, and that's you can't do that kind of stuff.
In center ice, the puck goes back in Bowmanville zone. Crawford leaves it at the side of the goal. Mallon now makes it off the boards, and the Eagles try to get out of their own zone here. Pass on the far side. Armstrong gets it back. It's fed back in behind the Bowmanville net. Now they come out with it. Pass to center ice. Here they come. They're offside. Still offside, and play is called.
A little bit of a mix-up as far as who was going where with the puck. And it was 29. Is that McQuat?
Yep, 29.
Who was offside on the play. If I'm not mistaken, he's the one that fought with Neil Sundstrom when we had that exhibition game down there. And that was quite a heavyweight tilt, as I recall.
Face off. That was a game of river hockey. Remember that Tuck 12-9?
When they missed their field goal, was wide right at the end.
Yeah,
we would have had a hockey game.
Really. Remember, it's quite the game, wasn't it? Of course, the Eagles won that the Goodyear Cup by a couple of goals. Now the Eagles pass in the center ice. Rick Moore tracks it down, fires it back in there. Eagles go back behind their own net after it. Matlin winds it on the boards to the point. Rick Moore stops it. Shot right on. Stopped by Crawford. Spanked off the boards behind the goal. Now one of the Raiders is down. Now they try to come in front. Right out in front again. Goes to the corner. Cannings goes on the far side now. Hodgins goes after it. Hodgins, but Sutton comes over with it and clears the center ice. Eagles now step it up with 25 seconds remaining in the Raider penalty. Up to Sutton, over the line. Parslow. Sutton, and he shot it wide of the net. Cannings now with 12 seconds remaining in the penalty to the Raiders. Pass in center. Eagles coming now over the line. Get it to the boards. Hodgins on the point. There's a drive. The rebound, back to the point, another chance. On it for the shot, another one. Sutton, can he get it out? No, still in there. Here they come again, a shot. And Parslow has a good sliding block by Goodfriend. Parslow to center. Drop pass to Sutton, a little behind him. Called on the offside.
Looks like the puck maybe got across the line. It's hard to tell from this angle. Raiders are very, very fortunate. Craig Potter's coming up with just one tremendous second period. He has really kept them in the hockey game. Some great saves again. The Raiders have been very, very guilty of not being able to clear the zone. And as I said earlier, George, these are the types of mistakes you could get away with before. George Goodfriend made a super play sliding out to block that shot and send the Raiders away 3-on-2.
Face off outside the Bowmanville line. A 2-2 tie here. 7:57 remaining in the second period. This is game one of the quarterfinals. Mannion gets it in. Eagles now to center ice. Cut off there nicely by Goodfriend after that great sliding block that he made. Here's Butler. Hits the line. Over the line. A shot. The rebound as Mannion couldn't reach it. He gets it in deep. Here's Grauberger. Right out in front. Butler was taken to the ice. Now, the Eagles to center ice. Over the line. A draw pass. There's a shot caught by Potter, and he hangs on for the face-off.
Big George Goodfriend has been fairly effective both with the lumber and as a body out there. He's been making some things happen as far as body contact, and I think that's one thing the Raiders are going to have to consistently pound the body. The Eagles certainly have a lot of speed, and you're going to have to take them off their game a little bit by pounding the body as much as they possibly can. I think this period, Bowmanville maybe has out-hit Napanee a bit more than vice versa. They've certainly outplayed the Raiders throughout most of the second period, and Craig Potter's been a big factor why it's still 2-2.
Face off to the right of Potter. The Eagles win it to the point of shot. The rebound. Off the boards. Right out in front of shot. Great save, Potter. The rebound. And it's cleared to center ice. Hartwig goes back after it with his man. Eagles now in their own zone.
Come on, what about that?
Pass up to the boards. Here they come to center. Hit the Raider line. Right in the middle. Going to the boards there was Gaylord to the point, and down the ice it goes in the Bowmanville zone. Icing is called against the Raiders with 6:51 to go here in the second period, a 2-2 tie.
Harry Burns is kind of glaring at Brent Gaylor there, and the two of them exchanged some pleasantries. Maybe they're going to make arrangements to get together after the game for a Kool-Aid or something, George.
Yeah.
I just think that the hockey game is certainly slipping away from the Raiders in the manner in which I was concerned it might be. There's no doubt in my mind that Bowmanville's going to get stronger as the game goes on, and they certainly have showed that here in the second period. I think it's important for the Raiders, some of the Raiders' big guns, Jay Sutton, some of these guys to step forward, notch a goal or two, and turn this thing around.
From the face-off, Sutton on the draw. Lawler digs it free. It's fed on the far side. Hartwig gets it down the ice. And that's going to be brought back. Another icing.
Raiders just seem to be kind of laying back here. There's not a lot of good things happening. Chris Harwick just exchanged pleasantries into the bench. As I said before, this series is certainly going to be a tough series physically, and it's going to get maybe the odd time or two. We're going to see a little bit more extracurriculars than we have in the Picton and the Campbellford series, because there's a genuine dislike from the two teams' standpoint.
Hartwig to the blue line, gets it out to center, takes a bump. Eagles now. Oh, and Sutton almost intercepted that pass. Malin goes back in his own zone. Fired to the blue line, kept in by Thompson. Now it goes to center. Eagles come out with it. Over the line, a drop pass. Here's Armstrong. Thompson now. Feeds it ahead. Ryan Moore gets it out. Eagles now. Backtrack. Dumped ahead. Thompson hits the Bowmanville line. A shot right on. Stopped by Crawford. He had trouble with it, and he has to cover up for a face-off.
Scotty Thompson has just got a roughing penalty. And again, these are the types of things that Napanee cannot afford to do against Bowmanville. A totally unnecessary penalty. He was in a situation where after the whistle, he pushed him, threw a punch, and this is the kind of undisciplined hockey that is going to put the Raiders in trouble. And I don't know how you could say it any better than that. Scott Thompson knows better, talented hockey player, doesn't need to play that way. Get his opportunity at a later date to do what he has to do. But please, try to avoid this stupidness so that we are not put in a shorthanded situation. And I've seen Bowmanville's power play tonight. I'm convinced they're a damn good power play.
Face off outside the blue line of the Eagles. Isbester, Kemp, Gowan, and Parslow to kill it off. 6 minutes to go in the second period, a 2-2 tie. As they got that power play that the Bowmanville Eagles are noted for on the ice. McQuat, Gaylor. Yeah, McQuaid, Gaylor, and Armstrong up front with Hodgins on the point. As the Eagles and the Raiders in this 2-2 tie, Chuck.
Yeah, and it's a situation where there's some discussion about the penalty. There was no question it was a penalty call. I'm not so sure why the Raiders are arguing unless they feel that Mr. Rundle's ignoring some other infractions, but that was certainly blatant. It was right in front of him, and you're going to have that one called every time.
Tied up on the face-off. We'll do it again.
With 5:55 to go in the second period, and the Raiders have been reeling throughout most of the second period ever since Bowmanville tied it up. I think this is maybe one of the turning points of the hockey game. Again, we have to see the Raiders try to stave off the Bowmanville power play and keep themselves in contention.
Turn into the Eagle zone now as they get this power play untracked. 1:48 remaining in it. Pass on the far side goes to center. Now they backtrack. In center ice, fire it wide of the net on the far side now. Eagles have it to the point. That was blocked by Parslow when it goes to center. Eagles now once again come over the line. It's offside and play is called.
Close call. I wasn't too sure exactly how close. There's everything happening here. We've got a couple of minor penalties being called here. Cannings maybe and Kemp are both going to go. Raiders face off outside as a result of the offside call, but it's just a chippy type hockey game, and we're going to see lots of things happen before this one is done. It's just you cannot take those retaliatory penalties and them not come back to hurt you, George, and that's a concern I have in watching how undisciplined the Raiders have played, in particular in this second period. I'm sure Coach Garrison, who's back on the bench tonight, is not going to be overly impressed, as Coaches Scott and Sundstrom won't be, and I would imagine there's going to be some discussion in the dressing room at the end of the second period.
From the face-off, Eagles over the line on the far side, still on the power play, go to the corner, right out in front, a chance. They close in now, back on the point, cross ice, Parslow, he's going to come on with it. With Gowan on the 2-on-1, over the line, Parslow, and he was poke checked. And the Eagles down to their own blue line. Parslow knocks that down and drives it back in there again. Hodgins out in front of his own net. Here are the Eagles now to center. 47 seconds in the penalty. Hit the line. Coming over the blue line. They stop. Right out in front. Sutton breaks it up. Here he comes to center. It's the line. Coming in. And he was sandwiched between the Eagles players. There's a shot. Blocked. Better over on the boards now on this side. Eagles go after it. Knife to head now. Eagles get it to center. Here they come. Hit the line. Stops it. Pass on this side. Hodgins right on in front. Oh! And at the last second, he lost control of it, and play is called.
I just want to see if there's going to be a reciprocal call here, because that's the type of thing that I had seen. That's the type of thing that Scott Thompson got called for, and I'm not too sure. Shannon Todd gave the extra shot after the whistle, and there was no penalty. So those types of things, sometimes when you argue or you try to carry on a point with the official, bad things happen to you. And I just believe that there should have been a call there. Raiders are still got 10 seconds to kill on this penalty, George.
Sutton on the face-off against Taylor to the point. A shot! Oh, a good stick save by Potter. The rebound goes to the far side. They dig it free. Now, penalty is over. The Eagles have it, though. Right on in front of shot. Right on. Goes to the corner. Here they have it again to the point. Another shot. Deflected. A shot over top of the net. Ryan Moore gets it to center. Eagles fire it back in there again. Wide of the net. Isbester fires it on the boards and gets it out. Eagles in center ice now. Dumps it ahead. Hilton over the line. Here they come again. A shot. Stopped by Potter. The rebound on the far side. Right on in front. And Sutton gets it out to center. Watt backs up. Dumps it ahead to the Raider line. It's fired down the ice by Isbester. And icing is the call. And boy, Chuck, the Raiders have spent lots of this period in their own end.
Well, we're at a good end to watch this hockey game, George. Yeah, it's happening right in front of us, and most of it down here, and most of the good stuff's been done by big number 30. Potts has been just phenomenal so far tonight. Only reason the hockey game is still 2-2 is because of the saves he's making. Big man carrying that kind of weight, I'm sure he's going to be a little tired by the end of this period. And it's, obviously it's important that he's playing as well as this, or the Raiders could be in serious trouble.
Face off to the left of Potter. Goes to the corner. Goodfriend lost it. Here's a chance for right on in front to the point. A shot. Oh, Carroll wide. The rebound on the far side gets it out. Don't back in momentarily. Now the Eagles again. Here they come. Hit the line. Over the line. Right on in front again. A shot. Caught by Potter, and he holds on for the face-off. It goes in the net, but play is called. Chuck. Oh.
They're going to call them both. They're going to call them both. Burnsy's going to go for a cross-check, and McQuaid's going to go for a roughing. And I think the Raiders, they don't need to act. If you're going to get mixed up in that kind of stuff, I don't know if it's necessary for Burnsy to try to show the official up like that. As soon as he does that kind of stuff, you're going to see a dual call. And I don't think that was warranted. Again, it was after the whistle. He called Thompson for that kind of stuff, so I'm really not too sure why. Now, they got an extra 2 out of it by the looks of things. No. They do have nobody's got anything. We're a little confused in the box down there. They had numbers up and down, and basically it just comes back to the fact that both teams will play 6 skaters aside. 5 skaters aside. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
And a goaltender each? Because I know you'd just love to jump all over me, wouldn't you, after me pointing out some of the things that you've made mistakes on.
Face off to the left of Potter as coincidental minors to Burns and McQuaid. Here the Eagles get the face off, but Lawler pulls a 3. Lawler now on the far side. Pass was blocked, but Thompson carries on to center. There's a shot, stick save by Crawford on the near board. Raiders holding. Gowan out in front. Carey was too well covered, and the Eagles now get it out. Here they come to center. Dump it in. Thompson gets it out. Fired back in there again by the Eagles. Potter leaves it there for Carey. Carey now trying to come out with it. Pass to Gowan at center. He was hit. Carey moves it on. Taken to the ice. Right out in front to the blue line and out. Lawler over to Rick Murray. Fires it wide of the net. Eagles now backhanded behind the net on the far side. Gowan stepped into his man. Here's Parslow right out in front. Gowan a shot, and it's covered by Crawford, or is it? I guess so. Play is called.
He must have the puck covered underneath of him. And again, there's all kinds of extra things happening out there. In a 2-2 hockey game, I'm kind of surprised the two teams are doing things that could draw fouls, because we've seen Bowmanville's power play. We know it's good. Watching the Raiders play all year with the likes of Sutton and Carey and Parslow and Thompson and Gowan and Butler, we know they got a good power play, so I would think both teams would try to stay out of the box, but I think it's first game of the series and each team's trying to flex their muscles tonight.
Face off to the left of the Bowmanville net. To the point is Bester. A shot, blocked, the rebound. Hartwig now fires it off the boards behind the net. Sutton tries to dig it free in the skates. Can't do it. Back on the point now to Moore. A shot wide of the net, off the boards, and the Eagles try to come out. They cannot. Good play by Ryan Moore to keep it in. Hartwig on the boards. Eagles have it though. Coming out. Pass in center. Back in Raiders zone as Isbester backs up off the boards. Deflects back to the Bowmanville line. Eagles now. Take a look. Fired over on this side. They're cutting in. Moore beats his man to the puck. They try to dig it free and play is called. 1:10 to go in the second period. A 2-2 tie.
Again, we have a call that isn't made. There's been numerous times in this period where Bowmanville's retaliated after the whistle, but he's elected not to call it. We got a whole shot of the ceiling there as Jeff is talking to Mr. Rundle.
Face off to the left of the Raider goal.
Call both ways.
As the teams change up. Taylor on the face-off against Sutton. Sutton, Carey, and Hart on the out there with Kemp and Lawler on the defense. Lawler now behind his own net. Pass in center, gobbled up by the Eagles. Fed back in Raider zone. Lawler off the boards, not out. Eagles keep it in. They fire it behind the net. Lawler winds it on the boards, not out. Kept in there. Taylor off the boards. Carey gobbles it up. Pass to Hart in center. Hart hits the line. Pass to Sutton was just too far. Oh, they poke it towards the net and play is called for a face-off.
There's a hooking call to the Bowmanville Eagles late in the second period that maybe gives the Raiders with 42 seconds an opportunity to do something. It looked to me like Sutton was being impeded down the ice. Burnsy's calling somebody that wants to see if they want to dance out at center, but he can't get the door open right now. He got it open. I don't think he was in a big hurry to get out there with Burnsy already on the ice waiting for him, was he?
No. Now the Eagles go to the box. The Raiders will be on the power play. It's a 2-2 tie with 42 seconds to go in the second period.
Thompson, Lawler, Sutton, Sutton. Is that Gowan and Carey?
So Raiders on the power play. Sutton, Gowan, Carey, Thompson, and Lawler on the points. Carey to Sutton, to the point to Thompson. Fakes a shot. Hit his man. It's fired off the boards and out. Now Lawler in center. Winds it on the boards. Goes on the far side. Sutton gets it back in behind the net. Here's Gowan. Broken up. Eagles get it to the blue line and out. Here they come now. They hit the Raider line. There's a shot. Stopped by Potter. And he's got to cover up for a face-off. The face-off back in Raider zone.
8 seconds to go. I would hope that the Raiders can just kind of stall it and get out of this period to the best of their ability with Did they announce the penalty to 21 Lawler at first? MacArthur. Anyhow, it's just a situation now where with 8 seconds, there's not too much chance to do much down the other end, so the Raiders want to make sure that they at least go into the third period tied at 2.
Face off to the left of Potter, deep in Raider zone with 8 seconds to go in the period. The third period is on the horizon here, folks, and the Raiders find themselves in a 2-2 tie, and only because of the outstanding goaltending by the Raiders' Potter, that's why we're still tied, eh, Chuck?
No question. Potts was phenomenal.
Fire deep in Bowmanville zone. Crawford leaves it behind the net. Eagles fired on the glass. Clears the glass into the crowd.
The Raiders are starting with a little bit of a different power play alignment out here. They've got Andrew Hart out with Colin Carey and Chris Gowan. I would assume that maybe in Chad Parslow's case, they're going to try to use him in the second half of this or something. Who knows? Raiders definitely have to get some kind of a spark, some kind of a lift, George. They were dominated in that second period.
Face off in the Bowmanville zone. They clear it to center ice. Pick it up. Here's a chance. Lawler knocks his man down. There's a penalty coming.
Another good call by, or another good penalty by Kevin Lawler. There's no question 11, Ryan Becker was gone. He was by him, and he had to haul him down, and that kills the remainder of the power play for the Raiders. And again, it's another negative as opposed to a positive.
Time of the penalty is 23 seconds in the third period.
Raiders have got to, they just got to pick it up a notch or two, and I don't know if they've got a few guys maybe that are feeling the effects of that Picton series. They're not 100%. Really isn't any excuse this time of year. You've got to play through those injuries, especially the big guys. They've got to make some things happen.
Face off to the left of the Raider goal. It's fed down the ice. Crawford comes out. And the Eagles now come away with it. Pass in center ice to Taylor. Hits the line, over the line. Trying to cut in. Right out in front. Gowan goes to the boards. Fired off the boards to the blue line. Not out. Eagles hold it in. Dump it wide to the Raider net. Rick Moore now tracks it down as the teams are four skaters aside. Rick Moore now off the boards to center. Watt takes a look over on the far side. Off the boards to center ice. There's a good hit thrown by Isbester on his man Cannings, Jay Cannings. Isbester gets it back to him. Right out in front of his own net. They run into each other and Carey takes it to safety. Carey now hits the line to center. Taken to the ice.
Come on.
Now then Jay Canning, or Dave Watt I should say, up the boards to center ice. Picked up the Taylor on the line. A drop pass. A shot. Oh, another great save by Potter. Cleared on the far near side. Here they have right out in front to the point, and it goes to center ice. Eagles now. Cannings across ice. Fired into the Raiders zone. Potter leaves it behind the net. Sloss there. Right out in front. A shot. Stop the rebound. Another one. Oh, around the net. Hart clears it to the corner. Taken to the boards. They get it back on the point. Get it along on the boards into the corner. Isbester fires it and not out. There's another shot. Potter stop it. Good friend. Can't reach it. Goes to the corner. Armstrong behind the net. Off the boards to the point. Hodgins. Hodgins shoots. Deflected wide. Here's another chance. Get it behind the goal. Here they come in front with it. Right out in front. To the point. Held in by Hodgins. Off the boards to the corner. 1 second, right out in front of the shot, the score! Holy mackerel, could you ever see that coming? Time of the goal is 2:24. Have you ever saw pressure like that before, Chuck?
4 times the Raiders had opportunities to clear the zone. 4 times they failed to do so. And we've talked about it time and time again. When you fail to clear the zone, you're going to be picking the puck out of your net, as the Raiders were in that particular situation. Can't afford to take penalties. The penalty that Kevin Lawler took, you couldn't help but take. What happens to you when you take a lot of penalties, as the Raiders have tonight, is you find that you take 4 or 5 players, you use them a lot to kill penalties, and eventually that just saps a lot of strength out of them. The Raiders had chances to clear it, unable to do so, and the Raiders now trail 3-2 after having a 2-0 lead at one point in time.
Well, now it's 3-2 Bowmanville as they trailed at one time 2-0, but now taking the lead. Cannings gets it, Todd Cannings, as they have their first lead of the night. Now Kemp goes back in his own zone, fires it around the boards. Grauberger couldn't reach it. Pollard backs up, feeds it ahead. Here's a chance for Real over the line, picks it up, try to get it back. Here they have another chance. Grauberger gets it out though to Butler at center ice. He's surrounded by Eagles and takes a good bump. Goes behind the net. Eagles go after it now. Grauberger couldn't get it in front. Eagles come out. Pass to center ice. Here comes Pollard. Hits the Raider line. Tries to go around his man Kemp. Potter clears it but not out. Raiders get it out to center. Gowan couldn't pick it up. Eagles get it back in there again. The teams are changing on the fly. Kemp fires it off the glass to the blue line, not out. Raiders get it out. Down the ice it goes in Bowmanville zone, and they complete their change. Likewise, the Eagles do the same. Now, Eagles in their own zone. They lead it 3-2 in the third period. Armstrong, a pass to center ice, knocked down with a glove. Hilton carries on. Thompson now, passed up the boards. Eagles have it. Here they hit the Raider line. Trying to come in on the near side. Right on in front, Carey has it now. He comes over with it. Hits the Bowmanville line. Tried to go around his man and couldn't. No, there's a shot, a weak one, and Crawford stopped it. Now, the Eagles come down the ice over the Raider line. Here's a chance in front. They come in front of shot. Right on the rebound. Potter, another great save. Gowan comes to center. Dumps it wide of the Bowmanville net. Crawford clears it over on this side. Eagles now try to get it out. Hilton off the boards to center. Picked up by the Eagles now. They hit the Raider line. Coming in. Oh, a good defensive play by Rick Moore. Off the boards to the blue line and out. Todd almost had a great chance there for Bowmanville. Here they come again. Here's Armstrong, a shot. Deflected in front. Right on the net. Ryan Moore has it now. Coming up the left wing. In center ice. Still has it. Stops at the line, fires it off the boards to the corner. Eagles take a look and get it out. Slides down the ice on the Raider net. Potter leaves it for Rick Moore. Moore now takes a look, goes out the other side. Fires it off the boards back in Bowmanville zone. No icing. Hartwick's on the prowl. From the face-off, Hartwick's back to his feet, gone to the bench. And it's dumped back in by the Raiders in Bowmanville zone. Mallon off the left wing boards in the center ice. Burns cuts that off. Tries to get around his man. Mallon gets a bump. Here's Hilton now in his own zone. Off the left right wing boards to center. Goodfriend tried to return it. Now he has it in center again. Butler over the line. Offside was Hart on the near side.
Butler just made a little extra move with the blue line, and it did force Butler or Andrew Hart to jump in ahead of him. It's a situation where tonight, from the first period on, it's been kind of a downhill ride for the Raiders, and it hasn't been helped. I'm certainly not blaming referee Cam Rundle. It's just when he referees in this league and he sees guys like Thompson and some of the guys act like they have acted throughout the hockey game, and it looks like Scotty Thompson, I don't know if he's made an appearance here in the third period, has he? It's a situation where he's got to be a little bit more open-minded, I think. There has been opportunities to certainly call Bowmanville for late hits after the whistle or for punches thrown, and they don't seem to be doing that. So I think that's the only problem I would have with consistency.
Raiders in their own zone, it's whistled down.
Not sure why either. High touch with a high stick or something, but or a glove pass, it's hard to say. But it has been whistled down. We'll see what's going to happen here now. Maybe the clock didn't start or something, I'm not sure. 13:58 to go in the third period, and since the Raiders scored those two goals first 10 minutes of the first period, there hasn't been too much activity around the Bowmanville net. Mr. Crawford's been pretty inactive, so we'll just have to see what transpires. It looks like they're going to check the clock and find out if there was a problem getting it started.
13:50 to go here in regulation time. The Bowmanville Eagles 3, the Raiders 2. Game 1 of the All-Ontario quarterfinals. Game 1 of the All-Ontario quarterfinals. Game 2 is Sunday night in Bowmanville at 7:30. All right, 13:57 to go in regulation time. Yeah. Carey, Parslow, and Gowan out there for the Raiders with Kemp and Burns on the blue line.
What do you think Bowmanville is here, Jordan?
Bowmanville?
Yeah, for the 3 years we've seen them.
Well, I think this is the strongest of the three teams by far from what I've seen tonight. I know last year's team was good, but I don't think it's quite as speedy as this one, Paul, so that's where the difference is, I think. On the face-off, Eagles now bringing in again, a shot wide of the Raider net. Kemp goes back after it, picks it up. Now, was watched there by the Eagles. Up to Parslow. Pass in center, broken up, fired back into the Raiders zone. Burns goes after it now. Behind his own net. Takes a look. Pass in center ice. Carey just couldn't pick it up. Pollard gets it off the right wing boards to center. Eagles pick it up again. Over the Raider line. Hodgins is hit by Kemp on a good body check. Carey fires it over on the far side. Eagles can't get it out. Or keep it in, I should say. Gowan takes a bump. It goes down into the Bowmanville zone as the Raiders change on the fly. Mallon up ahead now. In center ice off the boards. Sutton picks it up. Dumps it back in Bowmanville zone. Mallon goes back after it now behind his own goal. Takes a look. Fired up the right wing boards to center ice. Over the line. Bowmanville try to cut in. Potter right on his stick, and he's got it and covers up for the face-off. With 12:47 to go regulation time, 3-2 Bowmanville.
Kingston's finished in first place in the OHL. The final scores come in at 6-2 for Kingston, so congratulations. From what Oshawa did to David Ling, I kind of hope he had 5-point night and Savard was shut out, but I doubt that that'll happen. Savard's a pretty good hockey player. Well, they took a point away. They sent a videotape in. An award was given to Ling last weekend. They sent a videotape into the league office just to show that Ling really didn't have anything to do with that particular goal.
From the face-off, it's still in the Raider zone. A chance for the shot. Great save, part of the rebound. Goes to the corner, to the blue line. Eagles keep it in. Still in that Raider zone. Here is Cannings right on in front. He shoots. Great save, part of the rebound. Another shot wide of the net. Off the board, Sutton can't get it. Another chance all around the Raider net. The Eagles keep it in. It goes behind the goal. Armstrong right out in front of shot. Another great save. Grauberger fires it down the ice. And it's deep in Bowmanville zone, but 2 or 3 great saves by Potter again. Hilton. Here the Eagles again coming to center ice. Todd hits the line. Here they come right out in front. Another chance, a shot. Oh, another great save by Potter. I've been saying that all night.
The Potsy has just put on a clinic tonight from a goaltending standpoint. This hockey game could be well decided by now. It could be 6-7, 8-2. Raiders have not done too much offensively since they scored at the 9:23 mark of the first period. And Craig Potter's just constantly done a job.
Face off to the left of Potter. Eagles can't keep it in. It goes to center. Hartwick's after his man. Now they feed it ahead. Cut off there by Isbester and fired into the Bowmanville zone. Here's Hartwick. A drop pass to Ryan Moore. Stops. Tries to get it in front. Mallon pokes it ahead. And the Eagles now come to center. They dump it into the Raiders zone right on the net. Potter leaves it for Isbester. Isbester up the boards. Goes into center ice to Hartwick. Now the Eagles come again over the line. Chance in front. Oh, and they just were poked free of it. Now, behind the net, Ryan Moore in his own zone. Gets it to the blue line and out. Now, Mannion ahead to Hartwick. Cruises into the zone, but was behind the net. He takes a bump. Mannion comes out with it. He's hit. Now Gowan steps into his man. It's fired down the ice in the Raider zone. Pass in center to Burns. Up ahead to Gowan. Hits the line. Fired off the boards. Right to Butler. A shot right on the rebound. Good save by Crawford. Hartwick takes a run at his man. Eagles go after it and play is called.
There's more and more of this kind of stuff happening out in the ice all the time. Chris Hartwick just jumped into the fray. It looks like he and somebody are taking their lids off, and they're going to go at it. 25 is Jeremy Pate. Chris Hartwick has got him down, and he's hammering away at him. Pate's back on his feet. Hartwick's up and down. We got a Donnybrook going now. Hartwick's down on the bottom. He's getting the worst of it. Now Pate's trying to hold him down on the ground. Hartwick and Pate are gone for the night. Hartwick back on his feet again. He's got a couple more loose. Hartwick giving it to Pate. And it's all over, and I would have to say that it was a very, very well-fought fight. Goose Hartwick do anything to try to get his hockey club back into it. Maybe he's given a bit of a lift there. Certainly a certainly a pretty fair tilt, if I don't mind saying so myself. And I don't know, I'm a bit of a Chris Hardwick fan, as the audience probably knows anyhow, so I'm going to give Goose the edge in that one. What do you think, George?
Well, I think so. They were up and down as they were trading punches there, and they finally, Hardwick, I think. Well, after that heavyweight tilt, Chuck, we're almost set to go with a face-off outside the Bowmanville blue line.
The one thing I noticed the absence of Chad Parslow on this particular power play, and I don't see him on the bench, so if it's an equipment problem, it's something that they can't seem to get repaired quickly to get him back out here. Tough to play without a 71-goal scorer in your lineup, and actually the Raiders certainly have not looked overly offensive tonight. If anything, they've looked just the opposite. Another big save by Potts. See if we can tie this thing up in a power play, George.
So the Raiders need a goal to tie it up here, like you said. Carry to center. Hits the Bowmanville line, still has it. Stops, he's poke checked. Gets it in behind the net to Sutton. It goes on the far side. Pinching is Thompson. He is hit, and it's cleared to center, and he really nails his man.
And there goes Scotty Thompson. And it's a situation where we just cannot allow that kind of silliness to take place. A retaliatory penalty. Maybe he's called both of them. I think he's called him for getting a stick up, so maybe the Raiders won't be shorthanded in this situation, but 26, Craig Hilton's going to go too. Both clubs, so the Raiders will stay at a power play, but Thompson Scotty's got to try to avoid that retaliatory type penalty. It doesn't help the hockey club. You have to recognize that this is a very, very, very important game for the Raiders. If they should happen to come out in the short end of this hockey game tonight, 3 out of the next 4 hockey games happen to be played in Bowmanville, and they just can't afford that kind of stuff, George.
And that's because that we are...
The reason for it was that the scheduled Picton Napanee series went beyond the deadline of March 15th. Even though it was done prior to, the schedule went to the 17th, so the OHA said that the new ruling now gives Bowmanville that extra games, and that is game 4 and 5 will both be down there.
Fired back to the Raider blue line, burns off the boards. Sutton was hit, and the Eagles clear the zone. Now, the Raiders still on this power play. To Sutton over the line. Goes to the circle. Lets it go. It was blocked, and the Eagles just clear it out. Sutton now hits the line to Ryan Moore, tried to get it over to him. The Eagles clear to the blue line, not out. Sutcliffe keeps it in. Comes in front. A shot over top of the net. On the far side, Ryan Moore gets it behind the net to Sutton. Off the net, still has it right on in front on the far side. Eagles clear it to the blue line, not out. Raiders holding in there. Gowan gets it in behind the net, is roughed up. Right out in front on the far side. Pinching is Sutcliffe to hold it in to Sutton behind the net. Right out in front again. Hit a skate. Sutton now on this side. And the Eagles get it out. Down the boards it goes. Here they come in. Try to get it in front. That was Taylor. And Ryan Moore now picks it up. Moore pass to Sutton. Goes astray. Eagles take a hold of it and fired it out. 8 seconds to go on the Bowmanville penalty. 8 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in regulation time. The Eagles 3, the Raiders 2. Game 1 of the quarterfinals. Now the penalty has expired. Pollard at his own line. Off the boards to center. Rio almost fed his man. Armstrong picks it up. Armstrong, a backhand. Potter stopped it to the point of shot. Another save by Potter. Another one. Another save. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. In the corner, and Carey on the far side. That Potter is unbelievable. Hard in center ice. Hits the line, a shot. Nice save there by Crawford. Carey took a run. Now he has it in the corner. To Hart at the side of the net. It's hit to the boards. Tried that wraparound that Parslow so noted for, and play is called.
Butler's mixing it up, and so's Andrew Hart. Raiders certainly had a few good scoring opportunities right there. It's kind of nice to see, because that's the first real bunch of offense that we've seen from the Napanee Raiders since those 2 goals in the first period, George. and they put together low, and Paul Butler right in the center of it again. I just think that it's unfortunate to see a good effort by Paul Butler wasted, so hopefully he'll tie it up and win it in overtime tonight.
Yeah. Face off, the teams change up their personnel as it's 7:48 to go in regulation time. Bowmanville 3, the Raiders 2. The Raiders led 2-0 on goals by Carey and Butler, but then McQuat, Pollard, and Todd Cannings have scored for Bowmanville, and thus they have this lead here in the third period. To the point, there's a shot blocked by Cannings, the rebound behind the net. Butler tried to stuff it, he almost did. Right out in front, backhand. On the far side, Hart gets on it. To Carey, leaves it there. Eagles have it, and they clear it out. In center, Kemp off the boards. Hart took a run at his man. Now the Eagles. Here they come, Anstey over the line, a shot. Caught by Potter, and he's got to hold on for the face-off. 7:16 to go regulation time. And it's 3-2 Bowmanville.
The Raiders are picking up the pace a little bit. Now, whether that's because the Eagles are maybe going into a bit of a defensive shell, hopefully they are, because the way they're flying at us offensively, that would be their best defense, is to carry on the attack. And if they're going to back off a little bit, let's hope the Raiders can take advantage of it and really go at them.
Face off to the left of Potter, deep in that Raider zone. Sutton on the face-off against Hodgins of Bowmanville. From the face-off, Raiders win it. Moore on the near side to the point. Eagles hold it in. Now they bring it out, the Raiders. Moore to center ice. Dumps it wide of the Bowmanville net. Comes on this side. Eagles bank it off the boards. Right out in front again. Mannion goes after it. He's too well covered. Now the Eagles try to come out. They flip it to center ice. Isbester returns it in Bowmanville zone. On the far side, Hilton tracks it down. Hilton kicks it to the blue line. Eagles get it out. Good body check thrown by Mannion on his man, Hilton. Now the Eagles come to the Raider line. A drop at the shot. Blocked at the defense. Goes to the corner. Hodgins turns with it. Right out in front. A shot. Boy, that hit the post, or Potter stopped at one or the other.
Potter made the save.
Another save by Potter. Hilton. Hilton in center ice gets it over the glass, and play is called with 6:18 left in regulation time. 3-2 Bowmanville. From the face-off in the center ice area, it's back in Bowmanville territory. Eagles track it down. Watt, pass in center. Over on this side, hits the Raider line. Armstrong right out in front. The Raiders get it off the boards to center. Watt returns it into the Raider zone. Armstrong was almost home free. They dump it ahead. Butler hits the line, misses the check. Here's Gowan. A backhand hit a man in front. Clear to the point. Sutcliffe keeps it in. To the corner, Gowan. Right out in front of shot. Carey tried to jam it twice, and he couldn't.
This unit certainly has, like I say, anytime Butler's been on the ice tonight, I think the Raiders have been a legitimate contender. They've attacked well. It looks like Steve Scott's chosen maybe to go down to two lines. He's got Butler out with Gowan and Carey, and he's going to be going with Ryan Moore, Andrew Hart, and Jay Sutton for the last little while of this hockey game. Let's face it, the Raiders, in order to get in this thing, they have to have a goal.
Face off to the right of the Bowmanville net. Tonight guarded by Crawford. From the face-off, Sutton lost it. It's flipped out to center. And it's called down on a high stick.
Freddie Sutcliffe knocked it down the high stick. I thought from the start of the game, Barry Crawford certainly looked shaky, but the Raiders never did much to really generate any offense after the Butler goal, which was a slap shot from just inside the blue line with nobody screening him. Talking to GM Andy McGarvey, he felt that the hockey club needed to shoot from anywhere and everywhere. You got to get your shot off quick because they just don't give you a lot of time to set up, and that's the important factor about this Bowmanville club. They're a very well-skilled and coached team.
Back in Raiders zone, Sutcliffe off the boards. Knocked down by the Bowmanville Eagles. Should have been a high stick, but wasn't called. Fed on the Bowmanville net now as Crawford makes the save. MacArthur clears it over on this side. Anstey to the blue line, now to center ice. Picked up by Taylor over the line. It's broken up. Hilton gets it in deep. Now, Raiders try to get it out. They do to center. Eagles in their own zone. Off the boards. Picked up by Ryan Moore. To Sutton. A shot just blocked at the last second by Crawford. And the Eagles get it out. Boy, the last second Crawford got on it. Here's Sutton over the line. Leaves it there. Right out in front on the far side. Carey goes to the corner. Right out in front again. And it's cleared on the far side. McQuat to center ice now. Over the line. A drop pass. Sutton gets it out. Eagles now in center. Dump it ahead. Good play there by Sutton. He flips it and it hits the ceiling and play is called. We're down to 4:17 in regulation time. 3-2 Bowmanville.
I just think that tonight's hockey game, Jay Sutton hasn't really been himself, and I don't know whether he's not feeling well health-wise or maybe, it's just one of those nights. I guess it's tough to come to play every night, but Jason's took a couple of retaliatory penalties, and I don't think he's done the things that we've come accustomed to see Jay Sutton do, like bury it from the top of the slot there, and normally he will pick that spot, and he'll bang it home.
Parslow has not returned, Chuck, so have to get an update on him.
Yeah, whatever's going on with Chad, again, it could be an equipment problem, maybe a touch of the stomach flu, who knows.
Mallon in center ice. It's dumped into the Raiders' zone, wide of the net. Lawler tracks it down. Fires it off the left wing boards, not out. Hodgins keeps it in. Here's a chance for the Eagles, right out in front, and Carey now. Fires it ahead, but the Eagles break that up at center. Mallon back in his own zone, off the boards to center ice. Eagles now just trying to keep their zone clear. Pass in center. Lawler to Carey, gets it in. Mallon, cross ice. Eagles now just try to get out of their own zone. A pass in center to McQuat. McQuat over the line. Tries to go around Lawler, goes to the corner. Tries to dig it free. They have it in the corner now. They try to come in front. A backhand. Another chance right out in front. Here's a chance, a shot. Just whistled wide of the net. Pinching the Eagles to keep it in. Goes in behind the net. Potter leaves it there for Lawler. Lawler now up the left wing boards. In center ice. It's dumped into the Bowmanville zone. The teams are changing on the fly. Now behind his own net. MacArthur up ahead. Here come the Eagles. The center ice. Here's a pass. Grauberger stepped into his man at center. And it's fed down the ice by the Raiders. Icing is called against the Raiders with 2:52 left in regulation time. 3-2 Bowmanville.
Obviously, it's pull out all the stops. It's now or nothing. We got to make something happen, and I think now's the time. Like the Raiders just have been lethargic from about the 10-minute mark of the first period. I think they've played a better third than they did a second, but unable to clear the zone. Gave Bowmanville 3 or 4 opportunities, and they buried it. And now the Raiders are in the short end of that 3-2 score, desperately needing one.
Is Bester now. Up the left wing, it goes to the Bowmanville line. Watt fires it ahead, broken up by Grauberger. He gets it in deep in the Bowmanville territory. Now, the Eagles come on this side with it. A pass in center. Good hit by Grauberger again on his man. Isbester turns off the boards to center. 2-line pass and play is called.
Yeah, it's a situation where the Raiders have, without Parslow, that takes a big weapon, and I see him changed. It looks like he's standing down behind the net there by the Raider dressing room door. So he obviously won't be back for tonight. Whatever the problem is, you want to hope that he's healthy and ready to go come Sunday night, because obviously the offense that the Raiders had was great for the Eastern Ontario League, but you're stepping it up a little bit, and Bowmanville certainly is a good-looking hockey club.
Yeah, they sure are, Chuck. Pass to the blue line into the Bowmanville zone. Now into the corner it goes. Hilton clears it over on this side. Armstrong can't reach it. Now he tries to knife it out of there to the blue line. He's hit there by Grauberger. Boy, that Grauberger just keeps throwing his weight around. To Hilton at center ice to Cannings. He dumps it into the Raiders zone. As we're down to 2 minutes to go in regulation time with the Eagles ahead 3-2. Isbester off the boards into the zone. Sutton goes after. Ryan Moore's in front. Couldn't reach it. Now the Eagles try to come out. Poke checked. Sutton keeps it in there. It goes to the corner. Eagles now off the boards to the point. Not out. Good for the shot. Was blocked. Goes to center ice. To the Raider line. Burns banks it off the boards. Takes a look now. Makes it again. Carey couldn't see it. Now the Eagles in their own zone. Feed it ahead. Pass in center to the Raider line. Goodfriend tracks it down. Pass in center ice goes astray, and the Eagles just dump it back in there again. Wide of the net. Well, watch for Potter as we're down to 1:13 to go in regulation time. Butler picks it up. Pass to Carey. Has to get some skating room. In the center ice. That was stopped. Now the Eagles try to dump it in there. But Butler has it now. Over the line. It's fed to center. Goodfriend. As we're down to less than a minute to go in regulation time. Right out in front. Pass. Oh, and Gowan couldn't reach it. It's fired off the board. Sutton keeps it in. A shot wide. Carey. A shot right on. Taken by Butler. Boy, that was a good save. Fired out. Sutton now has to turn around, wait for his teammates to get back on side as Potter's on the bench. 6 attackers, Raiders. Shot right on. Crawford the save. They flip it. Out, not out to the blue line. Bowmanville desperately trying to get out, and they do it. Down the ice it goes. Going over the red line. Icing is called against the Eagles with 19 seconds left.
I'll tell you that Paul Butler had an opportunity to tie it up, and there was absolutely positively no way Barry Crawford seen it. The puck was on his stick. He took the shot and it hit him right in the middle of the belly button. Just a bad break more than anything else. The Raiders, with 19 seconds to go in the hockey game, desperately need to tie it up. They're going to be going back to Bowmanville, as you're aware, Sunday, here Wednesday, and then the next 2 in Bowmanville. So 3 of the next 4 back in Bowmanville. They've got to turn this thing around if they can, and it's very. The Raiders have played well on the road. They always do play well in Bowmanville, but let's hope that with 19 seconds left, we can catch a bounce, catch a break, and put one in the net. Maybe they should call the timeout right now.
And they do. 6 attackers for the Raiders. Carey, Sutton, Gowan, Sutcliffe, Butler, and Thompson. They're trying to pull all the stops. Try to tie it up here to the point of Thompson. A shot blocked in front. Eagles reach for it. Can't get it out. Now they will. Icing, though. Called against the Bowmanville Eagles with 10 seconds left.
Raiders had 2 or 3 good opportunities. Sutton got the draw back clear to Thompson. He let the shot go, but unfortunately, it didn't get through the traffic. Butler had an opportunity, and he was unable to get the shot away. And then all of a sudden, fortunately for us, the Eagles' attempt at clearing was wide, and the Raiders still have a little ray of sunshine here. 3-2 hockey game thanks to Craig Potter. We'll just have to see if the Raiders are lucky enough in the last 10 seconds, George, to knot this thing up.
Face off to the left of the Bowmanville net. Sutton against his man. Thompson lets it go. Another shot.
Oh, yeah, well, we have to fucking hold it. Come on, Lloyd.
Down to 1 second left.
I don't think there's enough time now. Somebody actually a closer hand around the puck, and the Raiders are going to be going to Bowmanville, trailing 1 game to none.
A penalty shot usually?
I don't think so unless it's in the crease. Okay. The bottom line here is the Raiders have yet to lose on the road in the playoffs. They have lost the first game of every series so far this year and come back to win 4 straight. The first game at home of every series so far. But it's a situation where tonight's hockey game doesn't allow the Raiders to have too much room for improvement, or too much room for error, as they travel now to Bowmanville for 3 of the next 4, so they want to be good on the road.
Well, if you cover the puck up, other than a goaltender, outside the crease, it's just a penalty. It's not a penalty shot. Is that right?
I agree.
Okay. But with 1 second remaining, I mean...
he got it for holding the stick, not for holding the puck. So, okay. But that was the situation. The Raiders had the puck all over the place and unable to bang it home. And, they had some chances here as they've trailed down in the latter part of the third period. With 1 second, the only option left is a shot by Colin Carey. He's just got to fire the shot on net from the face-off and go from there.
Well, they're going to line up here with 1 second to go in the third period. Is one last gasp for the Raiders here. Carey, like you say, had to shoot it from the face-off. He did, but it hit Hodgins.
Yeah, there's no question. Bowmanville certainly full marks for coming back in this hockey game. The Raiders did not have a particularly good second period, and Bowmanville capitalized on their chances. Now we're into a situation where the Raiders have got to suck it up, tie this thing up on Sunday night.
The final score once again, the Bowmanville Eagles 3, the Napanee Raiders 2. Bowmanville leads the best of 7 Junior C quarterfinals 1-0. With the next game Sunday night in Bowmanville at 7:30, and it will be televised. So until then, for all the crew, George Wigger saying thanks for watching and good night from Bowmanville, or from Napanee.